Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today, I'm at the Clear Creek Access, South Mountain State Park here in Western North Carolina. I love this particular site. Still in debt to WG4Z for telling me about it. Because out of South Mountains is a wonderful park, but it's actually a little bit of a detour for me to go into the main entrance. This is a much easier detour for me in my regular travels in this area off of I-40. It's very easy to get to, and it's just such a great place. I love the tall trees, the really old growth trees with really nice branches, very easy to hang antennas on. There's actually pretty active here today. There's been a state park ranger come up through here just a moment ago, and there are quite a few hikers out, and that's exactly why I'm here today. Really, this is an excuse to go hiking. So I want this to be a short activation. I really want this to be about hiking today, but I can't not go to a state park and not activate it. It just feels wrong, so that's what I'm doing today. I am using my Venus SW-3B for the second time. I used it for the first time yesterday in the field on Dogback Mountain, which was a SOTA activation and a POTA activation. Today I'm using it here, and also I'm recording using my little Sony inline digital audio recorder, which hopefully that's working out. I haven't been able to really check it yet because I did my first activation with it yesterday, and I haven't pulled in the audio or video yet. I'll be doing that in the next few days. Hopefully it's working out. If not, you'll have never seen this video probably. But in terms of antenna, I got something really new. This is an end-fed half-wave made by KE8PTX, Kilo Echo 8 Papa Tango X-Ray. This is from Mike. Mike's a reader and a viewer here on the channel, and he just loves making things. And he has been sending me like a whole bunch of ideas and things he's come up with, 3D prints he's made, things he's put on Thingiverse, and he came up with this, which is basically just a little housing for an end-fed half-wave. So there's a 49-to-1 in here. And he decided to send it to me just really for fun. I don't think, and Mike can correct me if I'm wrong here, I don't think he's selling these or anything. I think he just made it for fun. And he calls it an Oreo end-fed half-wave for obvious reasons. This material he used, the filament for his 3D printer, is black and white, and this just looks like an Oreo cookie, like a quadruple stuff Oreo cookie. And I decided to do something a little different with this one as well. I had some wire left over from when Vlado and I built our doublets, and it was just enough wire to make a 30-meter end-fed half-wave. Now, a lot of times people don't make 30-meter end-fed half-waves because I think this one's only resonant on 30 and 15 meters, really. People like to make 40-meter end-fed half-waves because they usually have a resonant point at 40, 20, 15, and 10. But I decided to make a 30-meter one, and today we're going to attempt a 30-meter activation because this radio is not capable of 15 meters. It does 40, 30, and 20. I've got to be honest here, I don't know how successful this will be because today propagation is absolutely crappy. A buddy of mine, Eric, was out earlier today. It took him much longer to get just I think 15 or 16 contacts at the two parks he went to. Normally that happens very quickly. My buddy Mike, K8RAT, told me that the propagation's in the dumps, and he gave me the numbers on that, and it's pretty dismal. So this may be a bit of a risk here, and I'm perfectly fine walking away without having 10 contacts. If that happens, I'm fine with that. This is just all going to be about playing with the Venus SW-3B a little bit longer, tweaking it a little bit, learning some of its odds and some of its quirks and features and things like that. And yeah, so I've got logging set up. I went ahead and deployed everything because I wanted to save a little bit of space on the video. And frankly, I'm in a little bit of a hurry. I am feeding it with a 12-volt lithium iron phosphate battery by Bio-NO. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I do have inline fusing. I've got this little fuse, this blade fuse, which is way too big for this pack, but this inline blade fuse, and I just connect up the SW-3B to this, and then the battery to this, and then it gives me an inline fuse. And that's the reason I've got that there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, I haven't been spotted. I haven't scheduled myself, so I am going to either try to schedule myself on the POTA network, which will hopefully work out. I'll try it right now, in fact. I barely have a signal here, but hopefully it's enough to, yeah, spot myself. Hopefully it is. But it is asking me to sign in. Okay, no, it didn't. Okay, so we'll see how well this works. So I'll go ahead and sit down and get set up here. Okay, I'm back here. And so yeah, hopefully this will work fine. Now, I am noticing a lot of noise coming off of my phone. This happens with some radios, like, you can listen to this. Yeah, you can hear the phone transmitting and stuff. So what I'll do is actually try to turn off my phone after I make my spot. And I'm going to go ahead and spot myself here, because there's nobody here. You can hear my phone. Whoops. Once I discover... Nope. Well, I keep forgetting. I can't stop it easily. So we'll see if we get any bites here. So I have this set up, instead of doing a CQ, I have it set up to do the end of the exchange. It is windy today. Phone off. Okay, we'll see. So I've got this set up, like I said, the CQ to do the end, which is nice. hear the state, but that's okay. When I put a star here, it means I need to correct the call sign in my logs. I'm loving this moleskin pad. The paper's so nice. Oh. It's Scott. Florida. I may end this. Boy, we've gotten so many calls here from Wisconsin. That's really amazing. You know what? I'm going to call this QRT. There we go. So that was a very short activation. But you know what? I really want to go hiking today. And it seems like every time I've said that when I've done an activation, I got caught up in a really long activation. And wow, that was really amazing. It's 13 contacts in very, very, very short order. So I'm very pleased with that. I mean, I was only on the air like 11 minutes, is that right? 11 minutes with 13 contacts. So really can't complain about that at all. I mean, obviously conditions have improved because this was not a struggle, not even a little bit. So anyway, obviously Mike's in-fed half wave's working beautifully. Let me see if I can get up here. Here we go. Yeah, so the in-fed half wave's working. And you know, I was thinking about it, and this is like a pretty nice antenna. I could put an extension on it or something and maybe make it for 40, like have a little linked system in it, make it for 40 and or 30. I'd have to figure out where to put that in the line to make that happen, but I could do that if I want to. But you know what? 30 meters is an incredibly useful band, and obviously conditions, I must have just hit it right because Eric was right this morning. Conditions were very, very poor. But obviously right now they were doing fine. Everybody was pretty strong, and I got some pretty good signal reports as well. Really nice path into Wisconsin. which isn't super surprising on 30 meters. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this. And yeah, I was mentioning this is a moleskin pad. I decided to try something different than my Muji pads. The Muji pads are a little cheaper. I like the size, but these moleskins, I used to use those. I have used them when I lived in France and when I lived in Europe, and they're made in France. And I had forgotten how much I like this paper, and this paper just takes, it really takes the lead really nicely. So it's easy, it's kind of high contrast. I like this, but most people wouldn't pay this much for a pad. These are maybe $2 or $3 each or something, but this will last me for probably, I don't know, 20 activations or more. I don't mind. I said this in a post. I look at each activation as like a moment in time, and like this little memory that I don't mind having. I like to go back through my logs and kind of look and see how activations went. So I kind of like that. I don't mind spending a little bit of money to have a nice pad that I know will last over time. You know, something that's not just going to deteriorate really quickly. So anyway, I'm going to get this packed up. I'm actually going to hike with my soda pack. This is nice practice. And this is going to be about a 5-mile hike if I go all the way to the end of this and back. It's kind of an out and back sort of hike. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here, get some water, and hit the trail. Thank you so much for coming with me today. I really appreciate it. As always, I think I maybe mentioned this early on. I can never remember when I'm doing this, but I always have links to everything in the description below. So go to my QRP or post where I'll have a link to every item I have out here, including Mike's. And hopefully by then I'll know whether or not he's selling these. I don't think he's planning to sell them, but I don't really know. If so, he'll comment on the post, I'm sure. But it's a really neat. I love the size of it. It's kind of cute. It's very compact, actually. I didn't carry it in my little pack here because I've already got the Pactina in there, but it was fun doing that, and you'll see it out again, I'm sure. It works really well. And I pulled out my whole field line. I will mention this. You notice that I'm using this lighter field arborist throw line. It's really kind of a marine line from Marlowe. And I like this. It's high visibility. It's 2 millimeter, and I have now used it at a bunch of activations, and I'm very, very pleased with it because it packs up so nicely. This is a 25 meter length, which I find is just perfect. In fact, this was kind of an interesting test because that branch, you can't tell, is up there pretty darn high. And I had plenty of line left over. I probably had an additional 5 meters after I did that line to put this up in the tree. And I'm very pleased with this. The only negative I would say with this kind of line is that when it's on the ground, you can't tell here, it is a little more prone to pick up sticks and stuff, and you have to sometimes get the sticks out of the line. It'll tangle up a little bit. So you always want to try to find a spot where there are no sticks, maybe just leaves and things. Of course, I attached it to this stick, but that's what this is all about. So I've been very pleased with this line. Okay, let's get packed up and let's hit the trail and get a little hiking in. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you so much to my Patreon and Coffee Fund supporters. I really, really appreciate that. It allows me to buy things like this little SW-3B. I should mention, I actually asked, I can't think of his name now, at Venus. It'll come to me in a little bit. I actually asked him if he had a loaner radio he could send me. I just wanted to get one on loan, and he didn't really have one. And so he did give me a discount code to help take the price off, which basically helped with my DHL service, because I was going to use DHL instead of the postal service. I wanted to get it pretty quickly and give it a go while I had an opening in my schedule. And so I appreciate him doing that, but I still paid for this. I'm sure he still made money on it. I always try to say when I'm reviewing something, if it's on loan, if it was a gift, which is kind of rare. I mean, almost never a gift with a transceiver, of course. Sometimes with little antennas and accessories, companies would rather just send you one for free than to deal with sending one out, paying for the shipping back, putting it back in store in stock, and then using it as an open box or a used item. Companies just don't care to do that, which I kind of understand. And my policy is, if I'm given something for free, which tends to be if a company wants me to test or evaluate an antenna, sometimes other small accessories maybe. I don't do a lot of that otherwise, but my whole thing is I either use it or I give it to somebody else. So I do like to give things away, And typically I try to give them to people who don't have something. So if they don't have an antenna, and I've got one that would interest them, then I'll give it to them if I'm not using it. So that's sort of my policy with these things. Sometimes I'm actually doing early evaluations, like prototype evaluations, and in that case, I can speak to the prototype, but I can't really speak to the production model yet. But usually they're very similar if it's a thing like an antenna or something. But like this, Mike just sent this to me, and he has created so many really creative things on 3D printers. It's just it's really impressive what he's done. So he can maybe share some of that on QRP. Or anyway, again, thank you so much. What you do makes this possible, and I appreciate it. Until next time, 7 3s.